at 7:04, if that makes sense. And our first item is a discussion and vote on sewer capital expenditures, which is a sludge thickener in the amount of 200,000. And I don't know if anybody has any questions on. I invited sewer to come, but they don't seem too interested in us. Brian, you're muted. You and Susan are both muted.
That's in case my dogs start barking.
Oh,
There we
don't worry
go. Hopefully
about
that fixes it.
Anybody have any thoughts or opinions on the sludge thickener? Ralph?
I thought they covered it. I have to go back and look at the numbers, but they had 151,000 of retained earnings, and then they had some other cash. So I thought they actually covered it. I think the only thing that I saw was that they have a whole bunch of projects, some of which we've approved, but many of which haven't been started. Those include ventilating systems, doors,
Yeah.
and other things. So I couldn't, there's no way I couldn't tell whether or not they would go into deficit at some future time. But I said they are not going into deficit as I see it on the sludge, whatever this device. So that's the best I have. I don't have more information. I tried to go through all that stuff, but I wasn't sure I understood everything. But anyhow, that's what I see.
Well, I think the items they had that that they're supposedly working on or doing, we've already recommended the appropriation on that. So that money is probably sitting there waiting to be spent. And they repurposed 44,000 to put towards or was it 49,000 to put toward the sludge thickener?
Right.
So I think they're in reasonably good shape. Susan, did you have any thoughts on it?
Not specifically on this item, but I did catch their meeting with the Board of Selectmen the other night, the one that you were in. And I know that they had a long discussion on raising sewer rates. Did you hear any of that?
Yeah. I don't know. Sewer and water, it's kind of crazy. I don't know what they've eventually decided. I assume we'll get a rate increase on the sewer as well as water. Brian, any thoughts?
Well, I'm just curious if Don Pyatt's online by chance.
Excuse me?
I was just curious if Don Pyatt's online by chance.
No, he's not.
Okay. I'm just curious if anyone has gotten any, how sewer seems to have slipped off of having a 5-year forecast and plan. I mean, it's not necessarily relevant for the vote today, but I just want to make sure that, we get back on track with that shortly. I mean, they actually did a really good job of getting, well into future planning several years back and started putting away money into a capital stabilization fund to basically build up a balance to cover a good portion of the membrane replacement cost. I think they paid half of that in cash and, bonded the other half. But that was because they planned it years in advance. So, I know in the past they have had the forecast and they have had advanced planning. I just want to make sure we get back there.
Yeah, I was very disappointed in trying to get information out of them this year.
Yeah.
Don didn't, I had to wait for Don to put some things together to figure out where their retained earnings were. So, eventually got there, but
Right.
the sewer commissioners had not been that helpful.
It could just be as simple as, this was something that John Beck was taking care of and now he's not.
Yeah, it could be that. I don't know.
Okay. Well, again, not for today. I just want to make sure that we have a plan to get back to decent planning on sewer. It's
Oh,
a
we're
big
going to
business.
try. Michael, do you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah. Like Susan, I tuned into the select board meeting, and from what I gleaned, their rate increase will be 10% to cover the lack of rate increases over the last, I think, 12 years. And several of the select board took them to task for allowing these rate increases to accumulate and be dumped on the taxpayers all at once, and that they were encouraging the sewer commission to go for periodic smaller rate increases. There's some debate on that. I am concerned that no one has shown up for any of our sessions. I feel this board should vote on not only the sludge thickener, which seems to be a no-brainer, but also to vote on whether or not to send a strong message back to the select board saying, well, yes, we can approve this, but we also want the select board to know that we are disappointed on the lack of participation of the sewer commission in this process. That we're here to meet with them and discuss their capital issues. It's not just a one and done for a sludge thickener. It's our chance once a year to talk with them about their financial planning.
Mm-hmm.
I also wanted to find out more about their debt service, and that's almost $1 million. And it's a very large portion of their overall expenses. And so that raises a flag. Seems to be under control, but as Ralph pointed out earlier, we don't know where they're going, and Brian pointed out too. We don't know where they're going. We've been denied the chance to talk to them about it, and I think it's on us to say, let's schedule formal Q&A discussion, whatever you want to call it, with you. I don't know if we want to go to the point of saying, we're withholding our approval until you meet with us. That doesn't do anybody any good, but I think just a letter or note to the select board and to the sewer commission saying, we want to meet with you. And we want to talk about at least your 5-year plan. And then also what is the forecasts for your debt service over the next 5 years? How will that change?
Well, it would have been wonderful to have a 5-year projected budget.
Yep.
Which is non-existent as far as I know. I mean, I don't see it,
Right.
and I've asked for it, but
So those are some of my thoughts. I don't know what a sludge thickener is, and I'm sort of taking them, and I'm not comfortable with it, but I'm taking them at their word and at the word of the plant management company, which has a very good reputation for doing things right. But that's, that's faith. That's not a chance to really talk to people and really get to the bottom of something.
well, I will entertain motions if anybody wants to make 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 motions. I'm receptive to it.
Well, I guess, Sam, the first one is obviously has to be that the capital budget committee recommends the expenditure of $200,000 for the sludge thickener. Is that the right? I think that's the right number, isn't it?
151.
I'm sorry,
Yeah,
150.
the thickener costs 200, but they're repurposing 49,000.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So
was
that
it.
brings it down to 151.
That was it, okay. So at least the capital budget committee is recommending the expenditure of $151,000 for the sludge thickener.
Any second?
I'll second.
And all those in favor, Ralph,
Aye.
Sam, aye. Susan,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Okay. Now, do you want to make a motion, Michael, on a letter to the sewer commissioners
Yes,
and the selectmen?
yes. So I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah, that's okay. You can do that.
Okay. I move that the Capital Budget Committee express to the Cohasset Select Board and the Cohasset Sewer Commission. I'll just lay this out. We can change wording. It's disappointment in the failure of the sewer commissioners to meet with the Capital Budget Committee to discuss their proposed expenditure and the supporting financials for the expenditure. In addition, the Capital Budget Committee seeks from the sewer commissioners a conversation or a meeting, let me say a meeting, to discuss their 5-year capital plan, which would include potential capital requests and changes to their debt service line item.
Mm-hmm.
How's that sound?
Yeah, I'm waiting for Susan to see if she's essentially got it. I've tried to copy it down, but I don't know how good I am. You
I thought
think
it was
you have
excellent.
Susan?
I did, I got it.
Okay.
So before we, anyone seconds this, I just have a question. Do we as a committee communicate to folks like sewer when we put them on the agenda? I mean, is there
Absolutely.
a possibility that, sorry?
Yeah,
Okay,
we do. I usually get in contact with them and tell them what we're planning on doing.
okay,
And then they get a copy of the agenda,
okay,
okay?
okay.
It's emailed to them.
Okay, so they were absolutely notified. Did you get any response back as to,
I
a
got-
lack of availability on their part or just dead
No,
silence?
from sewer, I have had no response at all.
Just
It's very
crickets? Okay.
disappointing.
Right. Okay. I want to make sure that we're not throwing a grenade here that bounces back at us in some way.
Yeah, no, I understand. They may be, it may be that they're having a problem with John Beck's death, and that's.
It could be that
upsetting.
simple,
I don't know,
but
but they should at least tell us that.
right.
That's my feeling.
Agreed.
Well, we have
All
a
right. That
motion
was
on
my
the
only
floor.
question. So if the motion's been made, I'm happy to second it.
Are you seconding it?
Yeah, I'm happy to second it.
Okay. Ralph,
Aye.
Sam, aye. Susan,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
Michael?
Aye.
Well, you made the motion, so you better make it.
I better. I did.
Great. I think that's very appropriate. I mean,
Well, good. I'm glad.
Look, they're running a multi-million-dollar business. They should come talk to us once a year about how they're doing it.
Yep.
And
I'm next going to move on to the minutes. You all should have received copies of the minutes on 4/5 and 4/20. And I hope you've had a chance to read them.
Yeah.
Are there any comments or changes to the minutes of 4/5?
No changes, but a comment that Susan did a really terrific job in capturing our sentiments in those minutes.
agreed.
Thank
She
you.
may become our secretary for life.
No,
Well,
she
well,
can
no.
show the way to somebody
She's
else.
been doing a great job
Yeah.
on them.
We've certainly got no opportunity to trade up.
Right.
I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll move that we accept the minutes for the 5th of April and the
A
20th.
second?
Aye, second.
Okay, thank you, Ralph. Ralph,
Aye.
Sam, aye. Susan?
Aye.
I'm losing you.
Brian?
Brian?
Brian, aye.
Yeah, there ain't much of us.
Michael?
Aye.
Great. And then the minutes of 4:20.
Oh, I that was in my motion, Sam.
Did you have both of them in?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I only thought we were doing 4:5, but
Oh, well,
if
my
we
bad.
did everybody think we were doing 4:20
I
also?
heard it, yeah.
Okay. And I don't have anything further at this point unless anybody else does.
Just a question on our next gathering, which I assume would be town meeting, or would we be meeting before then?
Well, it probably will be town meeting, but I won't at this point guarantee it until we get some feedback from some other people.
Okay.
Another thing I want everybody to start thinking about is I think I would like to step down as chairman after this fiscal year.
Wow.
So that means you should elect a new chair. And you don't have to make up your minds now, but I would hope that you could see your way to elect someone else. I will still stay on the committee, but I just would like to step down as chair. So I already told Ralph, he didn't like the idea, but
He
such
doesn't
is
like
life.
anything.
No, but I think turnover is good.
Yeah.
Sam, whose terms, do we know whose terms are up as of this June 30th? I know mine is.
I think you're the only one.
Okay.
I'm a little confused on Michael because I'm not sure if I have to talk to the town clerk. I'm not sure if he replaced Michael Fector or not. I don't think so, but I want to make sure. So, but I don't think that term expired anyway this year. So he's locked in for at least 2 years, maybe 3.
And I should go take a look at the appointment document, which I have somewhere in my computer. I thought I was appointed for a year, but I should.
Well, it could have been, I don't know. That's what I'm confused on. And I was gonna get in contact with Beth and Carol and find out what they had. I have a list that just shows Ralph as expiring this year.
Okay.
That's the only
that's-
person I have.
That's figuratively, not literally, right?
Let's hope so.
No,
We pray.
I hope not. Anybody have anything else? Well, thank you all for your time,
Yeah.
and I will keep you informed as things go forward. And hopefully we'll know a little bit more. And I'm not even sure how town meeting is going to work at this point.
Is the warrant out, Sam? Is the warrant available? Is the warrant available?
Well, I've got a draft warrant.
You do?
But
Oh,
the regular warrant, I don't know if this vote will make the regular warrant. I had a email exchange with Tracy, who was asking about it, and I said, well, I will have our vote to you by Tuesday if that's soon enough to make the warrant. I hope it will be. She didn't respond to me yes or no, so I don't know.
can you circulate the draft, Sam?
Yep, I can.
Okay.
I'll send you all the draft. It's pretty severely lacking, but
Okay.
at least it's At least it's a draft. And as soon as I get the final warrant, I'll send that to you.
Great. Thanks.
I hope that's available shortly.
Sam, I just pulled up the letter, the appointment letter. I have a 3-year term ending the 30th of June, 2023,
Okay,
as an associate member,
right,
3-year term.
okay. That's great. Thank you, Michael.
Yep.
So you're locked in for 3 years, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, and so far I don't, but I'll hang in.
Unless anybody has anything else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Do I have a
Second.
second?
I will second.
Ralph?
Aye.
Sam? Aye. Susan?
Aye.
Brian?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye. Thank you, Sam.
Great. Thank you all. God, that's the most efficient meeting we've ever had.
May well be.